Hey everybody, it's your friend and your guy and your favorite Linux gamer, Gardiner. I might not be your favorite, but that's the intro. Today, I wanted to follow up on a story that we touched on the Friday video. I usually do Friday news videos, so if you aren't subscribed, get subscribed for those. And in those videos, I talk about news regarding Linux gaming and Steam Deck gaming and other cool Linuxy type things. Got my Steam Deck right here because, full cred. In my Friday video, I touched on the small change that Valve pushed to the Steam store regarding reviews. And here's a good example of it. If you go to any store page on Steam and scroll down to the reviews section, you'll see, you'll potentially see reviewers having this little Steam Deck badge next to their name. And what that means is that the majority of their playtime was played on the Steam Deck when they left that review. That is terrific. That is exciting because that lets customers make more informed decisions. And I mean, Valve has stated for a very long time, and they even recently reiterated that that is the purpose of reviews, to help potential customers make informed purchasing decisions. And I think that this is a really great way to inform people of your potential experience of this game on your Steam Deck. Well, yesterday, Valve came out with another update that lets you filter your reviews based on Steam Deck or based on all devices. So if you go here to Playtime and you go down to played mostly on Steam Deck, you can see that now we only have Steam Deck results here. And this is an important change. Now, there were a few comments on the news video where I talked about the first little change here with this badge, and they were saying like this is like bad and I couldn't really wrap my head around why they were feeling that way. I think that this is a great thing, and I think that it has kind of a more important wider picture that it reveals here about the state of Linux gaming, the state of the Steam Deck, and the future of games on PC, in fact. Because think about it. If we scroll up here and we go back to Playtime, it's not like they have options for sort by only NVIDIA 4090s or what have you. They only have played across all devices or played mostly on Steam Deck. There are only two options here. And the reason that there's only two options here, and the reason they added this option specifically, is because the Steam Deck is a different class of device. People say all the time, like, why would I buy a Steam Deck when I can get an ROG Ally, or I can get the Ally X, or a Legion Go, or whatever? You're not seeing a filter for any of those devices on here, right? And there's a reason for that. It's because those devices, first of all, they're not part of the Steam ecosystem. You can install Steam on them if you want, but they're not using SteamOS, and they're not their own kind of standalone device. I mean, the ROG Ally was released, last year? And now we have the Ally X coming out this year. I mean, that's not a stable platform for developers to target, In my opinion, annual iterations on hardware is actually bad for everybody. People think that they know what they want, right? With, we need the most powerful hardware and the biggest numbers on a spec sheet. But frankly, that doesn't matter. What actually matters is having a platform like the Steam Deck that has its own subset of PC games that it can play, and to provide a stable platform for developers to target. That is what is most critical, especially now as we are seeing basically the bottom of the barrel in terms of diminishing returns when it comes to PC hardware. You have a 3090 or a 4080, they're kind of the same thing. The latest GPU generation might cram 100 times more CUDA cores into a GPU, but you're also going to have 1,000% more power usage over time, over the previous generation. It's like, what's the point of that? We're wasting electricity. We're wasting resources to build these GPUs that game developers can't even properly target anymore because the cost of building games at that level is just unsustainable. We're seeing collapse of the AAA industry because you know, these budgets have ballooned and development time has skyrocketed. Meanwhile, indie games are where all the fun is at right now, at least in my opinion. Let me qualify that, because to be honest, there hasn't been like a AAA release in the last 2 or 3 years that has tickled my interest enough to actually try a game, like a AAA game. Meanwhile, I've been over here playing tons of indie titles and having a blast with all of them. The fact is, the state of the gaming industry is at a point where the most fun games are going to be those coming from studios that have low enough budgets to be able to take risks with the types of experiences that you're going to get as a player. And that is a good thing. And because budgets are so low, games are targeting, you know, good hardware. It doesn't have to be the best, the highest end. And that's where the Steam Deck comes in. And that's why Valve has been pushing the Steam Deck as they have. The Steam Deck is a stable platform that is, in my view, a separate thing from the PC. It's why Valve doesn't directly support Windows on the Steam Deck. It's because, yeah, it runs an x86 CPU, and yeah, it's not locked down to a proprietary operating system. And yeah, you can install Windows on this if you want. But by basically every metric, the Steam Deck is a console. If you look at modern consoles right now, they're x86 based, they have their own custom gaming focused operating system, and they play a subset of games that are available for PC. Now, that last one's a bit wordplay, but you get what I'm saying. The Steam Deck, yes, it runs Steam games, many of them, and it will even run many non-Steam games as well. I've done a video about that up here. However, the fact is, I believe that the Steam Deck is more of a console than it is a PC, and I've kind of always been more of a console gamer. The fact that I like Linux in the first place is because I prefer a simpler solution to playing games. I'm not the kind of guy who likes to tweak and futz with customization and blah, blah, blah. I just want something that works. I want to sit down and play it. And from my experience, playing games on Linux is just simpler with less headaches and is more fun than playing them on Windows. So, yeah, I say kudos, Valve. Good job with what you're working on here. I think that it's pretty exciting to have something like the Steam Deck on the market. But I'd like to know what you think. Do you think informing folks about what platform reviewers played their games on most is a good thing? Let me know in the comments. I know that there are a few people who said that they felt this was sort of bad for privacy. I don't really see that too much. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you agree with them, if you don't, let me know. Also, if you like the work that I'm doing here and you want to help support the show, you can actually pick up a copy of Doodling's Arcade Sports Ball, which is the game that I'm actually on right now. This is my game. It's available on Steam. It's also available on Android if that's more your speed, which why would it be? And yeah, it's a fun cross of Pong and foosball. And it's got universally positive reviews on Steam. There isn't a single negative one. So, see, people seem to like it. Anyway, I think that's probably going to do it for this video. Before I head out, make sure you check out this video or this other one here. And I'll see you guys in the next one.